The space race was a lie. The race to the moon was just a spectacle to justify the massive budgets that countries had in order to gain prestige and spread their influence in space. In Godspeed. Thank you for joining me today at Tangermouse Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Godspeed is a 2 to 5 player worker placement resource management game that has some semi-co-op play and bidding. It takes about an hour or two to play and is being published by Pandasaurus Games. It's coming to Kickstarter this September, and they sent us this prototype copy to look at. Every player has a player board with their country nationality, team members, tokens, and starts with one production already built, an objective card, and some starting resources from a cargo hold card. On the board, each country has prestige markers for each of the 4 tracks. You'll also place out the season cards, high council cards, and development decks, and the 5 resource types nearby. There are 10 rounds in the game, and each round is divided into 4 phases: high council phase, supply depot phase, action phase, and the resolution phase. During High Council, the top card is revealed. Nations can then negotiate and then individually respond to the event, whether to send the required team member, like the biologist, or not. If every nation sends the required person, then everyone receives the bonus. But if not, then no one receives the bonus. But in that case, those who didn't send someone receives the penalty. During Supply, players will be bidding simultaneously for the cards present, using team members and credits. The winning bidder gets the first pick, and then whatever's last, like another card or even the first player marker if no one took it. These supply cards will give you more resources, act like team members, help you advance on the track, and things like that. During the action phase, players in the new turn order will be placing their team members out to take actions. They can take a max of 2 actions this round, even if they have more than 2 team members, unless of course they have a card that gives them a bonus action. You'll have to place the team member in the matching space so a captain cannot go to the trading area. Each of the top areas provides a unique benefit, like gaining more resources or building one of your production buildings. The bottom spots for each area allow the player to either draw 3 development cards and keep one, or complete a development card specific to that area by paying the cost. Many of the development cards allow the player to move up the different prestige tracks. As you move up the different tracks, you'll reach these starburst sections that let you gain a resource of your choice. You'll get endgame points for being first, second, or third on these tracks. During the last phase of the round, the resolution phase, if you've built your relic, then you go up a spot on that matching track. Activate any cards that have resolution bonuses, like trading prestige between tracks. Then you'll produce and gain resources based on the production buildings you've built. Then you'll retrieve all your team members and start a new round. At the end of a season, you'll see if you've completed the requirements, and if so, then place your flag there for some endgame points. During the game, there are some milestones that you can try to complete, which are first come first serve, like getting to the top of one of the tracks first, or building 3 of the same development cards. You'll take the token, and that will give you 4 victory points per token. At the beginning of the game, you're going to stack the supply deck a certain way. You'll have different cards depending on player count first, but also you'll stack them by the lunar seasons, so you're going to get better cards later in the game. One type of those cards allow you to get power tiles. These power tiles are pretty cool. They give players the ability to get more resources, ignore capacity limits at the action spaces, trade in resources to go up the prestige track, or go up the track based on building development cards. At the end of the game, you'll count up victory points for each of the tracks. You'll count up who is in first place, and they'll get 8 points, who's in second place, and they'll get 4 points, and who's in third place, and they'll get 2 points. If any nation is on the negative spots, they'll get negative points. You'll get 4 points per milestone achieved, and 3 points per lunar season scoring card completed. You'll also get some bonus points for artifacts and cards, and 1 point for every 10 leftover resources, and whoever has the most points at the end of the game is the winner. Now, there wasn't a lot of information about this game when it was announced. I wasn't sure what type of game it was going to be, but This is my type of game with this worker placement and resource management and how you're using your workers in the right ways and getting resources to gain cards and then spending those cards to go up the different tracks. And I like how the supplies phase works that lets you decide what cards might be helpful for you, but you have to bid for them. So do you spend a lot to ensure you get it, or not a lot and just wait to see what's left? Not all prestige tracks are created equal because of their connection to the development cards. Those development cards are the key to your strategy. The exploration development cards not only help you go up the green explore track, but also has different bonuses and effects like completing other development cards if you can, going up tracks based on what other people have, and taking bonus actions. The defense ones mainly help with going up the defense track, and others too, and also has cards that give endgame victory points. The commerce cards help you go up tracks and help you get more resources. The infrastructure cards not only helps with the blue track, but also trading prestige and bonuses that let you use cards to meet high council requirements, basically getting you an extra team member. I like the decision of what tracks should I go up. You probably can't focus on all of them, and you're going to be limited on what tracks you go up by what development cards you can get. And you might be limited on that based on what team members you have available during the action phase. The ambassador is super helpful. They'll let you complete any development card, or they can let you take a development card and gain 2 rovers, which are basically wild resources. It looks like there's a lot of stuff going on in this game, and there is, but the board itself leads you from phase to phase, which is super helpful. And there's a lot of replayability in the game. The lunar seasons are going to be different each game, and they're just all the supply cards. There's lots of high council cards that will be different each game, and even what order you do things in. Do you try and build all your production buildings as quick as you can? Then you might not be going up the tracks as fast. I think that's one way where the theme does come through in the game, in the speed of going up the different tracks. It feels like a race as you're moving up the prestige tracks, and you're seeing where the other countries are going, and can you beat them to the top. The art and illustrations are perfect for the game, and personally I really like the graphic design. Some great choices were made in the development of this game. If you're looking for a solid game that has worker placement, resource management, semi-co-op play, some bidding, and the space race theme designed by Adam Hill and Clayton Hargrave, then check out Godspeed, being published by Pandasaurus Games on Kickstarter, and we would love for you to subscribe to Tantrum House.